I own quite a few 1911s, and so I thought it'd be fun today to do a little bit of show and tell, maybe, with a few of my favorite 1911s, specifically chambered in 45 ACP. Let's start off with the Para Warthog. Now, spoiler alert, this is going to be the first of two double stacks and also the first of two Para that are on my list today. So, when I talk about the why this one is on my list of favorites, look at it. It is tiny. Double stack 45, and it is, I do not have big hands. This thing is itty bitty. But I do like the overall look. I like the black finish all the way around on this thing with the silver accents. I think it just looks really, really good. And this one right here, I actually, years ago, carried this one. This was my EDC for, oh, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. Para of course, no longer in business. And so that's one of the reasons that I decided to retire this one. Next up, we've got the Mac 1911 MEUSOC. And this one right here, fairly new. And so it might end up making it higher up on the list, given some time. But right now, it's coming in fairly low on my favorites list. But I will say, as far as the why that I like this one, the retro design and style, obviously a copy of the OG MEUSOC 1911. And when I first got this, one of the things that I'll typically do is I will swap around on the grips. And when I get, handguns anyway. And that was a thought on this one. In fact, I almost ordered some wood grips for this thing. I did not, and it came in. So, if you know anything about your 1911s and the MEUSOC, that Pachmayr is pretty OG, the Pachmayr grip. And when it came in, it just felt so original. It felt so OG. And it's just hard to explain. That grip obviously is part of it, but just the finish and the machining that's done on this thing, it is a modern reproduction, modern copy, but at the same time, it feels legit old school. And now we've got the Girsan MC 1911 Untouchable. And this one right here, as far as why it is one of my favorites, look at the finish on this. Just look at the design. It's got this OD green, jungle camo pattern looking coating to it that just makes it look absolutely awesome. And this thing came with black grips. I do like the texture on the grips, but I did opt to paint these grips brown. I think that the brown, beside just the camo finish on this thing, I think it just kind of sets it off. It looks a lot better than the black. That's my opinion, of course, but yeah, the finish on this, it is just a very unique color on a handgun, and that is the why I like this one. And now we're back to Para once again on the list with the Para P14-45. This right here, the OG when it comes to double stack 1911s. And some may call it a 2011. That is more of a branding thing that happened later on as the double stack 1911s became more popular. This one right here, the P14-45, just the OG. And as far as the why, in my favorite list, again, Para no longer in business. This one right here, roughly 30-ish years old or so, and has a history, of course, of being that OG double stack 1911. And that right there, that factor alone is why it makes my favorites list. And we round things out with the Taurus PT1911. This one right here in the stainless, of course, variety. And as far as what's not to love and why this one right here is my favorite, I think it's pretty obvious. As a Texas boy, really dig on those grips. I think that they just kind of, the stainless color of this just kind of sets everything off with those grips. And I believe this one to be the quintessential, at least one of anyway, the quintessential barbecue guns, if you will. And in fact, with this Taurus PT1911, this one was the one I was actually carrying when I walked my oldest daughter down the aisle. I am curious about your thoughts on my favorite 1911s and 45 ACP, but I'm even more curious to hear about your favorites. So drop those down in the comments below. This one right here did not make the cut today. Why? Because this is the Girsan Influencer X, chambered not in 45 ACP, but 38 Super. And I've got the video on this one right here up next if you want to check that out.